So I was at my local golf store and I'm picking up and reloading on golf balls. My favorite kind currently is the Titleist Pro V1X Left Dash. And you bring them to the register and then you include in California state sales tax and your county sales tax. And we're looking at around $55 a dozen out the door. Leaves you kind of a bad taste in your mouth. What a sticker shock to be paying that much for a dozen golf balls. So right after this, I've got three really good underrated golf balls that are gonna help you stay within your budget and still perform like a pro. Stay tuned. So I mentioned in the intro, I really like the Left Dash right now for the good golfer with a high swing speed, but not everybody falls into that category. And especially not everybody wants to pay $50 a dozen plus tax for a set of golf balls. So let's take a look at three golf balls I think that are really underrated. They perform really well and have good budget prices. All right, so first off at the slow swing speed. So this is definitely below 85 miles per hour. I recommend this ball highly, and that's the Kirkland version 2.0 that you simply get at Costco. It's about $15 a dozen. Now keep in mind at 85 miles an hour, the robot test shows that every golf ball in the market starts to fall within a pretty close range of each other. So the longest ones to the shortest ones is only about 7 yards at this point. And the Kirkland ball is only falling about 5 or 6 yards behind the longest ball at that clubhead speed. But what you do get is you get the greatest amount of spin, not just off the driver, but off the wedge. And that could be a good thing at slow clubhead speeds because it may give you that extra spin to keep the ball up in the air a little bit longer off the tee, but also you're gonna get a lot more grab on those chips and pitches you need to score with. You see, someone who is swinging in the 70s or even the low 80 miles per hour range is not someone who typically is gonna hit the ball on the green in regulation very often. In fact, what's more likely to happen is you're gonna have a chip or let's say a 40, 50, 60 yard pitch left for your third shot on a par 4. Just don't have the distance to make it even with the flag on most holes. So you're not giving up very much distance, but in return you're getting the most amount of grab on your greenside approaches, which I really like for that category of golfer. Additionally, the robot testing showed that the version 2.0 is much more consistent than the original Kirkland three-piece ball. And at $15 a dozen, you're simply not going to find another golf ball that outperforms the Kirkland noticeably at a slower swing speed. Now moving up to the mid-range swing speed, so anybody, let's say, with a swing speed of 85-ish to 100 miles per hour, don't sleep on the MaxFly Tour CG. I think this is a really great golf ball. In recent testing, they found that it was very, very consistent. So one ball to the next, they're all about alike. It's actually the longest hitting ball on the robot testing at 100 miles an hour. So you get really good distance, really good consistency. Now the spin rate is just a tick lower than the Pro V1 by a few hundred RPMs off the wedge, but it's still high enough to get sufficient grab. And at $35 a dozen, it's a much better value than having to go all the way to the $50 range. Now, what you're gonna look for with the MaxFly Tour CG, it's offered by Dick's Sporting Goods. You're looking for the sale. When they go on sale at $50 for 2 dozen, that's when you wanna really run out and grab them. Now, for the higher swing speed golfers, let's say those 100 or 105 and up, I don't think you can sleep on the Vice Pro Plus. It's a really good golf ball. It's very consistently performing. It spins about the same as the MaxFly, so it does spin just a little bit lower than the Pro V1, which could be a good thing if you're a high-speed swinger. It goes about the same distance, give or take a couple of yards from the Pro V1. And you can get the price down to under $30 a dozen, which makes it a great buy considering the performance that you're getting. So that is my underrated list, one for each speed. I hope you'll go out and give those a shot. Maybe they'll become your favorite ball. If you have a favorite golf ball you think is underrated, I hope you'll leave it down in the comments and I will take a look at them and maybe review them someday. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Steve, and as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody, take good care.